Ben McKee, Patrick Brown, GoVols 24/7 here on campus following practice number 5 of Tennessee football fall camp, kicking off week 2 of fall camp. The pads are going to come on tomorrow. The Big Uglies are going to appreciate that, and I appreciated the Big Uglies today on campus talking to John Campbell, who may be the most electric player on the entire team. He's by far my new favorite football player. It's not even close.
Yes, Tennessee's transfer from Miami is probably going to be the starting left tackle to open the season, and he showed up with a iced-out grill.
Yep.
Very flashy in the camera and the lights in the studio there. Talking about his love for Waffle House, and honestly, he says what a lot of people have said, that there are a lot of football players, recruits, especially guys from Florida, have said that they think Tennessee is like in the middle of nowhere. There's no city. He was surprised. He was kind of waffling, not to pun intended there, to whether he wanted to even come here on a visit when he was in the portal after starting at Miami last season. And he was surprised when he got here to see like a city and lots of Waffle Houses nearby. And so he's loved that he's healthier. He's made a move from the spring. And as we said before, Ben, it looks like he's going to be the guy who's going to be left tackle to start the season.
Yeah, and we talked to several offensive linemen today. That video will be up on GoVols 24/7 shortly. Also talked to Glenn Ellerby, the offensive line coach. And two things stood out to me today. The confidence from the players and the coach, Glenn Ellerby, and also Glenn Ellerby's individual confidence in the tackle position. We think John Campbell's going to start like you just talked about, but kind of 4 guys that could play quite a bit at those spots, and Glenn Ellerby felt comfortable with any of them.
Yeah, I think this offensive line has maybe a chip on its shoulder a little bit. The players do. The way Dane Davis put it is they want to go out there and lay down the law. I mean, a lot of people on the outside are going to say you lost a top 10 pick at Darnell Wright. You lost a 40-something game starter in Jerome Carvin. How can you be better than you were last year when you were really good? But these guys are out there to prove that they can be really good. At the competition, he mentioned 4 guys at tackle: Campbell, Dane Davis, Jeremiah Crawford, Gerald Mincy are the 4 guys there. There's a competition at guard as well. Addison Nichols is working left guard and center, sort of that Jerome Carvin role. So he pointed to the first scrimmage, which is going to be on Thursday. That's going to be a big time for this is sort of a moving week for the offensive line and other competitions. But as you sort of move from trying to figure out who your best guys are to letting those guys get together and work together and work as one.
Yeah, and in terms of what we saw during practice, again, we don't get to see a ton. Did get to see routes on air. He thought Joe Milton looked really good. I thought Nico Iamaleava looked really good. And that, to me, is really impressive when you consider that there were a couple of receivers who were not out there during the open media portion.
Yeah, Ben, they're a little short-handed, maybe easing some guys in, being cautious with guys like Brew McCoy, Squirrel White, Nathan Leacock. And so their first 3 out there are Chaz Nimrod, who's a redshirt freshman, Dante Thornton Jr., who's a transfer that got here in the spring, and then Ramel Keaton. So they're short on numbers in that spot anyway. So, but this is a chance for some of those young guys to maybe get a little more of a chance to work with those quarterbacks and catch passes and work on their games.
Anything else stand out to you today from practice?
Well, not from practice, but Tennessee's number 10 in the coaches poll. But they didn't have any receivers on the Blitnikoff list. So if you want to get mad about something, you can get mad about those 2 things.
Jalen Hyatt was also not on the Blitnikoff award.
What did he do last year, man?
Last offseason, and he went on to win the Blitnikoff Award. So, as I mentioned, the pads are going on tomorrow, building up for scrimmage number 1 of fall camp on Thursday inside of Neyland Stadium. It's going to be a fun week of fall camp coverage at GoVols 24/7. He's Patrick Brown. I'm Ben McKee.